Hello, first graders. Welcome. This is week 7, day 3. You're going to need a lot of materials for this day 3 lesson. You're going to need your thinking cap, your listening ears, a pencil, your modules 3 and 4 workbook, pliers, tweezers, a pasta spoon, and a handful of either seeds or nuts. These are materials that you'll need help gathering from an adult. If you're an at-home learner, go ahead and pause the video. Go grab the adult that's with you and ask for their help. Okay, learner, have you grabbed an adult to help you? Good deal. Make sure that you have all of these supplies ready. If you can't find pliers, tweezers, and a spoon, try to find things that are similar to these items. And if you don't have a handful of seeds or nuts, go through your kitchen and see if you have anything that is similar to a handful of seeds or nuts. Once your materials are ready, you are ready to go. If you need more time, just press pause. Before we start using our materials, we're going to warm up our brain by looking at the Birds in the Wilderness song. The last time we sang the song, we sang about the hummingbird. We used the verbs drink and gulp. This time, we're going to use the macaw. What verbs describe what a macaw's beak can do? Cut and tear. So I filled in the blanks for us, and we are ready to sing. Just like last time, I'll sing it first, one time through. Then you'll join me as we sing it together. Let's start at the word here. Turn those listening ears on. Here we cut like macaws in the wilderness, macaws in the wilderness, macaws in the wilderness. Here we cut like macaws in the wilderness, cut and tear like birds. Okay, this time you are going to join me in singing our Birds in the Wilderness song. Start at the top where it says, here. Are you ready? Here we cut like macaws in the wilderness, macaws in the wilderness, macaws in the wilderness. Here we cut like macaws in the wilderness, cut and tear like birds. Good job. Let's do it one more time to warm ourselves up, and then we'll keep on going. We're singing about the macaws, and the verbs are those action words that their beak does. Ready? Here we cut like macaws in the wilderness, macaws in the wilderness, macaws in the wilderness. Here we cut like macaws in the wilderness. Cut and tear like birds. Good job. Hopefully your voice and your brain and your body are all warmed up and ready to learn. Today's learning target says, I can use evidence to explain the type of beak that is best for crushing seeds. That's right, we are going to be crushing seeds. And at the end of our lesson, you will need to be able to explain the type of beak that is best for crushing seeds. But you can't just pick it. Our target says you will use evidence to explain. That word evidence is information that shows that something happened or that something is true. And today, as we go throughout our challenge or our experiment, you're going to make observations and gather evidence to help decide what type of bird beak crushes seeds the best. Now, I asked you to grab an adult And that's because you'll need a little bit of help today as you go through your Beaks That Crush challenge. Let's look at the challenge on the next slide. All right, friends, our challenge says, which beak is the best at crushing seeds? Using each tool as a bird would use its beak, we will try to crack open sunflower seeds. That's right. Now, of course, if you don't have sunflower seeds, you can use nuts or maybe something similar. It said each tool. Let's look at the 3 tools that we'll be using to help solve our big question. Pliers, tweezers, and a pasta spoon. We'll be using these tools to help us decide which beak do we think will be the best at crushing seeds, and why do you think that? Now let's go ahead and make this prediction. Which beak do you think will be the best at crushing seeds? Pick from one of these tools. Good guess. Now, why do you think that? All right, we'll have to see if your prediction is right. And by discussing that with me, you just engaged in a science talk. Now that we've made our prediction about which tool would be the best tool for a bird using its beak, let's jump into our challenge. First, you need to grab that EO workbook. That was one of the materials on that first slide. And go to page 22 of your workbook. You'll know you're there when it looks like this. If you have not found page 22 yet, just press pause, then press play once you've found it. Let's look at this page together. At the top, it reads, Birds Research Notebook Part 2, page 9. Beaks That Crush Challenge. Today, we'll be engaging in a challenge or an experiment. On the left-hand side, we see our tools, the pliers, tweezers, and pasta server. On the right-hand side, it says number of seeds cracked. As you go through the challenge, you're going to see how many seeds this tool can crack. As you go, write that number of seeds in the box. And then write a little note about how it went. Was it difficult to use the tool? Did the tool need a lot of pressure? Write any kind of note that you can make to help you remember how well that tool did the job of cracking seeds. After we've completed the table, we'll come to the bottom of the page. At the bottom, there's a sentence starter that says, I think the best tool for crushing seeds was the blank. You'll fill in the blank using one of these words. Because, then you'll write a description or evidence telling me why that tool was the best at crushing the seeds. The first tool that we're going to use today is the pliers. If you have your pliers ready, go ahead and get them out. Now, go ahead and pick up a few seeds or a few nuts and try your best to crush them using your pliers. You may need an adult to show you how to use and maneuver the pliers. Now, don't forget, as you're crushing those seeds with your pliers, make some notes here about what happened and tell me how many seeds you were able to crack. Pause the video so that you have time to make your notes. Press play when you're ready to move on to your next tool. Our next tool are the tweezers. Go ahead and get those tweezers out. Grab a few seeds or nuts and see if you can crush them using the tweezers. After you've tried to crush some seeds with your tweezers, make some notes in this box. Tell me how many seeds you were able to crack. And how did it go? Was it easy or was it difficult with this tool? Good job. If you need more time to make notes about the tweezers, pause the video until you're ready for the next tool. Our next tool is a pasta spoon or a pasta server. Take out your pasta server or your pasta spoon and see if you can crush the seeds or the nuts. In this box, tell me how many seeds you were able to crack. Was it easy or was it difficult? Okay, researchers, now that you have used your pliers, tweezers, and pasta server to try and crack the seeds or the nuts, it's time for you to decide which tool was the best at crushing or cracking those seeds. Was it the pliers, the tweezers, or the pasta server? Whichever tool you choose, write that name in this space right here. Go ahead and tell me, which tool was the best at crushing the seeds? Now, why do you think that tool was the best tool for the job? Good. Write about that evidence down here. I think the best tool for crushing seeds was the blank because write your evidence on the lines at the bottom of your workbook page. Researchers, if you need more time to finish the sentence at the bottom of your workbook page, just press pause. I want to hear your whole sentence. Will you start at the word I and read all the way through your sentence for me? Go ahead. Thank you for sharing your evidence with me. On my workbook page, I wrote the sentence, I think the best tool for crushing seeds was the pliers because the pliers are hard and strong. They smash the seeds easily without bending or breaking. Now that we've done our research, we've chosen a tool. Hopefully you chose the pliers like I did. Now let's go on to see if we met our target. I can use evidence to explain the type of beak that's best for crushing seeds. Now I chose the pliers. Well, what type of beak do the pliers mimic? The pliers are similar to a macaw's beak. It's a hard, strong beak, and it's really good at crushing things. If you also chose pliers, then that means that you gave me evidence to explain that a hard, strong beak is the best for crushing seeds. Show me a thumbs up if you agree. Very good. I hope you had fun today going through our little experiment or a challenge, trying to discover what kind of beak would be best for crushing seeds. We'll continue this learning in our next lesson. And I'll see you later, friends. Bye!